Morning Blitz begins now.
All right. Let Taco Tuesday commence. Morning.
Good morning.
Why is it going to be so cold in here?
We do have control over the temperature, I believe.
I keep changing it, but it doesn't seem to matter. It switches itself back every time.
It's not muggy out, though, this morning, which is nice.
Probably why it's cold in here.
Potential. It could be. You guys both have your sweaters on, and I don't.
Well, I took it off because the air was off, and then it started pumping out over my head.
You need to bring a hoodie or something just to keep here. Because the temperature's weird. Yeah.
I'm not in the cardigan club.
You don't seem to be bothered, so.
No, I'm cold. Every time the air comes on, I'm like, oh, it's Arctic Tuesday. But it's Tuesday nonetheless.
Man, so I just found out yesterday that a guy died over at the Dublin pool over the weekend. It's like Friday night, 2:45 in the morning. He snuck into Dublin Community Pool South on Warner Temple Road, and they believe it was suicide.
Oh, wow.
Crazy. I don't know why this wasn't all over the news. I saw this in 614 magazine yesterday.
I don't think they like to cover suicides. You know?
They don't?
I don't think so. I don't think so. You don't see much about it.
Well, I mean, the pool, they closed the pool Friday and Saturday. Both days it was closed after he was found dead.
Now, my question is, do you not cover that based on the fact that we live in a social media world now where someone might look at that and go, oh, look at all the attention that person got for committing suicide, especially if you're someone who's knocking on that door? Are they afraid to cover it because that might push someone over? I'm asking. I don't know.
It could be. It feels like it's such a hugely personal devastation to a family. What are, I guess covering a pool closure would make more sense. I don't know. But yeah, it's such an awful thing for a family to have to go through. I'm almost glad they don't really cover it that often.
Well, the story went on to say the city of Dublin encourages people to be respectful when sharing information about suicide without giving detailed information about the death to the community. This can be a critical time for other people with suicidal ideation. So, yeah, what you were just saying, Lewis.
I think part of the problem that you have with all the crazy in the world is because of TikTok and YouTube and all these other forms. If you're someone, especially younger, who doesn't get any attention or whatever in your real life, all those social media platforms have given someone an outlet to have the wrong type of fame. Even if it's just for whatever, you have that person that goes, they'll remember who I am now because, your pre-video before whatever you're going to do that you posted is now immortalized on the internet. Even if it's there for a day or two, you're getting that attention fix in some cases. Not all,
right.
But I think it just, it's definitely a different outlet that was there before. I mean, prior to social media, if something like that happened, that town that it happened in knew about it, but it wasn't necessarily widespread news within 15 seconds.
Right.
So,
Yep.
Anyway. Now that we've successfully brought down the Tuesday morning.
That little morbid stuff there.
Night.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
I just saw that story. I was like, I can't believe I didn't hear this. I thought, because I figured I'd have heard about it in the news, but 614 magazine. All right. Well, we've got Easy Rider Rodeo tickets to give away today.
We do. Well, Soundiculous.
Yes.
What?
Everybody's favorite game.
I'm fine with it.
I'm sure you are.
Sounds like someone's.
It's kind of weird to call it a game when there's a person in here who never wins. So it's not really a game for me. It's just more of I'll participate because you need a third body.
Rick,
but I don't ever win, so I don't know how this is a game for me.
That is not true. You have won before.
Once. Twice. One time, dude. We've been playing this for months.
Twice.
Okay, twice. Sorry.
All right. I've only won 3 times.
So how is this a game?
Right.
I'd like to know.
It's
not a game. It's just something that we do on the radio that one person consistently wins.
That's it.
So let's not call it a game. Let's call it a stunt.
I like to think of this studio as the AFC East through the majority of the 2000s, where there are some really good teams there, but unfortunately they're in the same division as the Patriots.
Whatever.
I mean, the thing is, if you get in first, pick Lewis, because you're going to likely win the prize. So that's really not a game of chance, really, when you call in. You can confidently pick Lewis, and then if you don't get Lewis, pick Thick, because I'm not going to win.
But there is a chance
that
I feel like maybe the baton should be passed for a week, and I let someone else win.
You're an a-hole. You are the a-hole. We finally got one. All right, well, we'll do that at 7:35 and watch Lewis win. Let's get to Morning Blitz trivia right now. $25 for waterbeds and stuff to the first person to text in the correct answer at 99700. This year, what state fair, so we're looking for just, all you got to do is tell us the state, which state's fair will have a smoking lounge for pot smokers?
South Dakota.
Well, I'm not telling. But if you're the first person to tell us which state will have a pot smoking lounge, which state fair, tell us at 99700. Be first, get that gift card.
624 on your Morning Blitz. Good morning. It's Lewis, Thick Rick, and Kelly Quinn on a Taco Tuesday.
Yes.
Morning Blitz trivia. Well, a state is now, allowing you to smoke pot at their state fair.
Yeah, which state fair will have a pot smoking lounge this year? And the answer is, of course, what other state would it be?
Colorado.
No.
Oh, I would have said Colorado, too.
Oh.
That was in my mind.
Yeah. They were the first state to legalize weed.
Yeah,
why wouldn't they have
that's
a
right.
pot
Breckenridge,
smoking?
baby.
Right.
No, it's California.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. This is their 170th state fair. What were they doing at a state fair like back in 1880? What were the rides?
Ferris wheels have been around forever.
Donkey rides?
Yeah.
Ride a donkey.
Pet the donkey.
Yeah.
Yeah, petting zoo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guess the age of the bearded woman.
Or does the bearded woman guess the age?
Maybe.
Yeah. So a cannabis company with 15 dispensaries will have a 30,000 square foot lounge for people 21 and older to smoke pot. You can try products from across the state. You can buy marijuana on site. This expands on the educational cannabis exhibit and awards competition that they've had over the past 2 years. And the fair will begin in Sacramento on July 12th and run for 17 days. That seems to be the typical length of a state fair. So isn't that what we do, 17 days? 2.5 weeks?
Oh, gosh.
Start on
I don't
Friday,
know.
and then it's...
I think it was like 14 days or whatever, and then it went down to 10 days. Is it back up to...
I don't know. I always felt like it started on a Friday and then finished on the Sunday 2.5 weeks later. Like,
are you guys state fair people?
No.
I haven't been for a while.
I like the state fair.
I do too.
I do like it, but it's just so hot. It's so hot.
Depends on the weather.
And I'll go. We went to see Cheap Trick and Peter Frampton. I don't know. It's been 5-6 years now ago.
Yeah.
And that was a blast. We had a great time. We'll go every now and again just to wander around. But typically it is unbearably hot.
Okay.
I mean, it's worth it for the food,
Yeah,
obviously.
what about you?
But I like the pig races, and the Blitz has sponsored those almost every year. I don't know if we're still doing that, but we always sponsor the pig races out there.
I've never been a fair. I'm a city kid, so...
So am I.
Right?
So, like, the fair, I was kind of always felt like a fish out of water when I go to fairs.
To an Ohio State fair, you felt like a fish out of water?
It just, to me...
Maybe you're talking about a local fair, like the Hartford Fair. That's all 4-H kids.
Well, but I mean, even like I guess in my head growing up, fairs were always like a country.
Like a county deal.
He heard the words butter cow and went, yeah, that's not for me.
Right.
Yeah, this is a city fair. This is a city fair.
They do have
I was going to say...
They do. Agriculture.
Yeah.
I went to, when I was in Indianapolis, the Indy State Fair was a big deal. So, like, I would go to that. I mean, that's where I saw Vince Neil try to sing badly. But it was just... I don't know. I'm not anti-fairs. I do think it's hot. It's always hot and sweaty, it seems to be, during fair season. I will give you that. But I like fairs. Like, I'm impressed with what people who come to fairs with, and they do and everything. Growing up, growing up the city, we just never went to the fair.
Right.
So it was just, I feel like I've missed out on that.
I wouldn't mind going to see STP.
Yeah, for sure.
I think this year's fair is 11 days.
And
is that it?
12 days. 24th through the 4th.
Kelly, Kim...
August 24th through August... No, July 24th through August 4th. Good night.
Kim was with us. She said, I'm with Kelly and Lewis. Yeah. Colorado was the first to legalize reconciliation.
Recreational?
Well, she said reconciliation, which threw me off.
Yeah,
but
they can't get that out of your head.
Autocorrect.
So, yeah.
All right. Well, Celeste from Grove City was the first one to text in the correct answer, so Celeste has $25 to waterbeds and stuff.
This morning, Blitz, 6:39. That would be Thick Rick. She would be Kelly Quinn. And I would be Lewis. And I do have an update on the grass-cutting neighbor story from yesterday, but we'll get to it in a minute.
Hey. I want it now. That's all right. No, I can wait. I'm looking forward to it. We had differing online opinions about whether you should be upset over your neighbor's wildly overgrown grass.
Yeah, we did.
But you do have an update.
Dude, I don't know how many are there now, but there were well over 300 posts on the Facebook page.
People are like, mind your own business. And other people are like, call the city.
The mind your own business thing, like, why do people allow people the excuse to be... Oh, we'll get to this later.
Okay, all right. We'll update it.
I overslept this morning. I woke up first, and it was like 3:40 a.m. And I was like, I don't have to get up this early. So I went back to bed, right? I had a badass Game of Thrones dream.
Really?
A badass Game of Thrones dream. Like, everyone, all these different houses were trying to kill me. Yet somehow, I was Jon Snow's character. And I remember, like nobody would side with me. And, like, I was to the point where, like, they had this big meeting together where they were going to, like, just raid and destroy and kill me. And I felt like Tyrion, I could not find a champion until I remembered who I was. And then I walked in and I slammed this big sword at the table and I said, no, I am Aegon Targaryen. I am the rightful king and the rightful heir to the Iron Throne. And then they started, like, questioning and making me prove my worth. And I woke up.
I demand a trial by combat.
It's great.
But it was a badass Game of Thrones. I wanted to go back to sleep and finish it. But then what if I would have died? What if nobody would have believed me? So, some gray area there.
Well, since we're talking about Game of Thrones, House of the Dragon second season started a couple weeks ago.
Correct.
So Sunday night was episode 2, which I haven't seen yet. And I saw this story, which didn't really spoil anything for me, other than I'm going to not see the end of this scene. Not that anybody is, because they cut it out. But Olivia Cook, who plays Queen Alicent, she is upset with her bosses on the series because her character gets hot with Sir Kristen Cole. They have a sex scene.
Right.
And she says the sex scene they shot was really intense. And she said it went on for effing ages, and it ended with her character finishing. And she said, but that part did not make the final cut. And she said, if they weren't going to use it, why did you make me fake an orgasm?
Maybe she's upset because that's the second scene that didn't finish. Because in the end of the first scene, the end of the first show, she gets barged in on. And again, you wouldn't even know it's Kristen Cole if you didn't look close enough to realize that it was him at the end of episode 1. I know what scene I think they're talking about. In the end of episode 2, and I won't spoil anything, she has a heated... Something happens with Kristen Cole, And
he's having sex with all the queens and princesses.
Well, he's become, people love him but hate him at the same time, because his big thing with Rhaenyra was he slept with her and broke his vow of chastity.
Right. Yeah.
And then got pissed about it. But now he's banging the other queen. So it's apparently his vow's not a big deal anyway. Right. But something happens with Kristen Cole in the second episode, and Allison finds out about it and gets pissed, and she starts slapping him.
Oh.
And then all of a sudden, the armor comes off and her dress drops. But that's the end of the scene. There's nothing else to it.
Well, yeah, like I said, they didn't finish it. But they went through the whole scene, and maybe they went back and watched it, and they decided it wasn't good enough.
With both episodes of Game of Thrones or House of the Dragon so far this season, I feel like I saw hotter sex scenes when my grandmother was watching General Hospital when I was a kid than what I've seen in the first 2 episodes of House of the Dragon.
We talked a few weeks ago. They're trying to get like a lot of sex out of the movies and TV shows now.
So I mean, there was nothing that I saw in the
But they sure filmed it.
Because I believe in the first one, all you see is her back.
Yeah.
And then on the second one, you don't see anything. Unless I missed something, then shame on me for missing it. But I did not see anything that I was like, oh, okay, I wouldn't be uncomfortable. I mean, other than like violence turning into sex can make people uncomfortable.
But you said it's a great episode 2. So yeah, I'm gonna watch it this evening. And I mean, and you didn't need the sex scene for it to be a great episode, right?
No. Not at all.
There you go.
That's a big pause there.
I had to think about it. Well, no, I had to think about it for a second, because a lot of people, Game of Thrones has had its fair share of controversial sex scenes, like when obviously Jaime and Cersei, but Jaime and Cersei, when they were banging on Joffrey's coffin, was...
Oh, I know. That was insane.
Yeah. So there's been a few.
That was so weird.
Yeah. So this one, it wasn't there. Chrissy's looking for an update with my neighbor. No sign, but I'll tell you why. It's your morning blitz, 6:49 with Thick, Kelly, and Lewis. So, I didn't read through all the comments yesterday. I saw a lot of people, mind your own business. Which...
Well, explain what it's about.
So, my neighbor, for whatever reason, does not cut his grass. And it's not because there were a lot of people, well, maybe you should do the neighborly thing and cut it for him. That's been tried.
And he got mad.
Multiple times. Came out screaming and swearing at my other neighbor for cutting his grass. That it's been suggested to no avail. Nothing happens. And it's not because he is not physically capable. It is because, for no other reason other than laziness, disrespect, and not caring. So way to tell your one-sided story. Nah, there's 3 sides to every story, and this one just happens to be the truth. So,
if you haven't seen the picture, I mean, we're not talking about, some 6-inch grass here. No, it's over a foot tall, massive
4-foot weeds growing in the yard. So, if it were a case of someone with elderly or physically not capable, sure, cut his grass for him, no big deal, for free, and do the neighborly thing. But been tried a few times. The guy collects trash in his garage and has a truck come and get it every couple of months, so it festers and it smells. And if you've ever lived or drove next to a garbage dump, then I don't have to tell you what that smells like on a hot summer night. Ugh. So it sucks, because the rest of the neighbors around it suffer because of it. And that's where I have an issue with it, because, for everyone who says mind your own business and do what you do, that's fine if you keep it inside of your house. Your house can be a complete trash heap behind closed doors, and I don't care. But when that protrudes out into the neighborhood and everybody else...
Yeah, well, you would have trouble selling your own home because of your neighbor.
Right.
That's
now it becomes an issue. So this guy doesn't cut his grass. So I said yesterday... I was going to leave a sign on his door. It said, "Cut your grass, you lazy F." When I came home yesterday, the city was at his house.
Oh.
And I don't know what it was about, but my neighbor took a picture of him with trash cans in front of his house. So I don't know if maybe the city is now making him use trash cans, but they weren't. Trash day was yesterday. They were not there when I left in the morning. And the trash was empty when I came home. So the trash had already come, but he had trash cans. So I don't know if the city was there to force him to to use trash cans because, so many complain. Again, it can't be legal to store trash in your garage.
Does he have rats, I wonder?
Oh, God, there's raccoons the size of coyotes that run in and out of there. It scares me. I would not walk through that yard without a hazmat suit. And the backyard is even worse because when he does cut the grass, he'll cut the front but leave the back there. And it's just insane how overgrown and disgusting it is.
Next time, I told you this yesterday, but erect a banana so we can see for scale what we're talking about.
Okay.
Because when you post it, it is hard to see how bad the lawn is. And it's bad.
Yeah, it's awful.
Somebody said spray it with weed killer.
So last night, him and his brother who lived there. Now, his brother lived down the street and lost his house. So his brother had moved in. And for the longest time, we thought he was dead because you never saw the guy. He moved in and never came out. I'm like, see, you go into that house, you don't come out. There's diseases in there they haven't identified yet. But he rides his bike everywhere. The other guy works at Wendy's, and how do I know this? Because I went through the drive-thru to get the girl in the house something to eat one night, and he was the drive-thru guy. So he has a job. So he physically can walk to his job. The other guy physically bikes all over the place. They just physically refuse to cut their grass. So last night, they're standing there in front of the yard having a discussion. And I wasn't listening. I was dragging in my trash can. So I see them having a discussion. The guy gets on his bike and leaves. The other guy there. When I come back, I went and boxed. When I came back from boxing, the lawnmower is in the front yard. So I interpret that as, okay, the mower's there. Maybe they don't have gas for the mower. So for me to leave a sign last night was kind of an inappropriate thing to do. So I opted not to do that and be the nice neighbor and give this guy a chance within the next day or so. Are you going to fill your mower? Okay, pulling the mower to the front yard is half the battle.
That's the first step.
So let's go back to the G.I. Joe days and see if we fulfill the rest of the mission here and cut the grass. So that's where we are with that. And
okay.
The
so
city,
the progress so far is a mower has been put in the front yard.
A mower has been put in the front yard, and the city was at his house.
Did you leave the sign? Did you do the sign?
No, because the mower's there.
Okay. I missed that.
I'm going to assume that he didn't have gas for the mower. Or maybe dragging the mower to the front yard just, kicked his ass and he didn't have the energy to muster up the strength to cut the rest of the grass. So,
but progress has been made, albeit small progress.
Small progress has been.
We've got city garbage cans that have been delivered, and we have the mower pulled out of the garage.
Yeah. I'm guessing the health department, it's got to be a health department issue if you're storing grass. I don't know. But then Larry said, all that can be a city ordinance violation. Nathaniel said, cover of darkness and a few gallons of ground clear. It'll never be an issue again.
You're going to text us, Lewis is living the Tom Hanks movie, The Burbs.
Yeah.
That's true.
So again, I understand the people who say, mind your own business. I get it. But come on, there's a limit to, and again, we're not talking about everybody cut their grass on the same day except this guy. We're talking about everybody's cut their grass on the same day for the last 6 weeks except this guy.
Doug wants to know, how does one go about erecting a banana for scale? I mean, there are several ways, but I'd say just put one of those banana holders out there, hang a banana on us, and let us see how tall that grass is.
I think if you watch the hub first, it helps, but I don't know for sure.
Jeremy says, just saying, fire cleanses all.
And now, 3 things you need to know before you go.
I know you guys covered this late in the show yesterday, but I did want to just mention the man who was hit by the roller coaster Kings Island has died. 38-year-old Wilmington man suffered severe head injuries last week when he went into a restricted area near the Banshee roller coaster. Officials say the man jumped a fence under the coaster to look for his lost keys, got hit by the coaster that is, rolling upwards towards 70 miles an hour. And he died on Friday. WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange has reached a plea deal with the U.S. Justice Department that will see him go free after spending 5 years in a British prison. According to unsealed documents, Assange plans to plead guilty to a single felony count of conspiring to unlawfully obtain and disseminate classified information. U.S. charges were part of one of the biggest publications of classified information in history, with some of that classified military and diplomatic material leaked showing possible war crimes committed by American forces in Iraq. At least that's what Julian Assange was saying. He has been held in a high security prison in London for the past 5 years. and will likely be a free man to return to Australia once this proceeding is finished tomorrow.
Had not heard his name in a while.
I know. I kind of forgot about him.
Yeah.
A New Jersey man faces an attempted murder charge after allegedly flying from New Jersey to Florida to attack a fellow gamer with a hammer over an online dispute. According to authorities, the two had never met in person before, but they were both involved in playing this Korean massive multiplayer role-playing game.
Archage.
It's called Archage. That's what I had to look up the pronunciation.
Oh,
they
is
said
it
Archage.
Okay.
Yeah. And, but maybe you're right. I only watched one video.
I only know I thought that's what it,
I've never heard of it.
I hadn't either.
Yeah.
It's a Korean multiplayer game, which by the way is going away.
Yeah. Maybe that's what they were fighting over. Authorities say 20-year-old Edward Kang got into some kind of an online fight with the victim, then bought a plane ticket to Florida. Investigators say when he landed, he went to a hardware store, bought a hammer and a flashlight, and that receipt was found in his vehicle. Then late Saturday night or early Sunday morning, dressed in all black clothing with gloves and a mask, he got into the victim's home through an unlocked door, waited until the guy got up from gaming to use the bathroom, and attacked him with a hammer. So the victim starts screaming. His stepdad wakes up and comes down. They were able to get the hammer away from Kang and hold him down until officers arrived. Officers who were at the scene say it was pretty bloody. The victim, taken to the hospital with a serious head wound, he's been released since. Kang was arrested and booked, and he told detectives that the victim's a bad person online. Now, the crazy thing to me is, heat of the moment, you're getting mad. I know people have emotions, and you can really get triggered into some severe bout of anger. However, you had a whole flight to calm down, and you didn't. You ramped it up and went and bought a possible murder weapon, a hammer, and a flashlight. Like, there's not one point in the time between the fight and the time that you walked in this guy's door in Florida, several states away.
Or spending time in your hotel room.
Anything. You didn't take a deep breath and say, okay, this is crazy. I'm being crazy here. No. It just fueled your anger. Oh, my gosh.
I mean, this is, go ahead.
I'm not surprised this happens. I hate online gaming because I know the way 12-year-olds talk while they have the headset on. It's a bunch of bruh, and it's a bunch of swear words, and it's a bunch of, I can talk online like this because my parents don't know what I'm doing. I get it. Like, there's times where I'm like, I don't want to reach through this console and strangle you. But you don't. But there are people that's a trigger for somebody. I'm not surprised that this happened at all.
Oh, dude, I've been threatened several times.
Yeah.
Gaming online. I know how to find you. I will, Oh, it happens.
Yeah.
And it's a kid telling me this.
Charlie plays chess at chess.com and gets people saying the wildest things to him during a chess match. Yeah. It's so crazy.
Oh, it's unbelievable.
We save some of them because they're so hilarious. It makes us laugh.
Yes.
Laugh.
Kang told his family he was going to meet a friend that he met years ago through an online video game. I thought that was hilarious. That's what he told his own family before he left.
Well, I don't know, people. Let's take a deep breath if we're really angry, especially if you got a day to think about it.
Well, I mean, yeah. So this game, I guess it had a declining number of active players. So the guy who runs it, the publisher, announced that it was leaving the United States. It won't be accessible in the United States anymore after Thursday.
VPN, baby.
Yeah, I don't know. I had never heard of the game. I don't know if it's a good game or not. But, whether it was Madden or, just Rocket League, I have been cussed out. And it was always because I killed somebody or, I beat them at the game, whatever. And they would get so angry. And it's like, especially with Rocket League. I mean, with Rocket League, you're playing a 5-minute game. Every game lasts, it's just 5 minutes. One game is 5 minutes long. You can just play game after game after game. But they would get that upset over this one 5-minute game, even if it wasn't a ranked game.
Yeah.
It's insane how mad they get.
Steve says, I never knew how much action my mom was getting until I played Grand Theft Auto.
Oh, yeah.
gosh,
yeah,
that's
because
wild.
everybody's first thing you go to is,
your
I'm
mom.
having sex with your mom. Oh, are you really?
Right?
And then somebody else would get upset because they said that. Like, dude, she's not. It's a lie, right? You understand your mom's not really having sex with this kid you're playing against.
But it's just, I don't think on the other side of it, I don't think kids realize how dangerous and stupid they are online. Because you never know who you're going to say the wrong thing to.
Right.
Yeah, you could have said it to 20-year-old Edward Kang, and he'd fly to your house and beat you with a hammer.
No, but Rick and I, should I bring this up or no? Rick and I were talking about this morning with the whole Trayvon Martin thing that went on a few years back. George Zimmerman successfully proved that he was a world-class POS, but I guarantee that Trayvon Martin mouthed off to the wrong person that night. Unfortunately, and that whatever trigger that was,
right.
Like, it just, you never know who you're talking to online. So all these keyboard warriors, careful what you say. Beastie Boys at 7:12 with the Morning Blitz. It's Thick, Kelly, and Lewis.
Well, an online confrontation got Thick a wife. As we're reading from Mrs. Thick, she texted in, I was in a real-life confrontation with someone who attacked me in a game, and look where it got me.
Married with
husband.
children.
Yeah.
What was the game you were playing? I know it was a long time ago.
It was a Dungeons and Dragons game.
Okay.
And
then you guys had a meetup, right? The whole group of you or something?
Were you
And-
LARPing? Were you LARPing?
No LARPing.
No.
She said Dungeons Dragons in a meetup.
No.
I just went LARPer.
I just dominated this game, and everybody I came across, I killed them because then I got their gold and their armor and their weapon and everything. And this one person I tried to kill escaped, and I was like, "How dare they?
How dare they escape Lord Zor?"
No way, man! Nobody escaped me in that game, but she did. And then the person who ran the system where we played the game was having a party that night in Bexley and invited everybody from this major bulletin board system. So I went, and I actually met her there, and she confronted me about it. And 1 year from that day, we got married.
Did you dress up?
No, it was not like that.
It should have been. That would have been so cool.
No.
You could have came in
it was
with
a
your
party.
giant
It was just
broadsword.
a party. Everybody was dressed normal.
I have a broadsword with a +2.
Not
striking.
everybody there played that game. There were other things on the system that you could do.
Well, they could have came dressed as space people or Warhammer characters.
But it's funny. Oh God, where'd it go? Oh, Jeremy said Call of Duty lobbies of 2009. If you know, you know. Yeah, those were crazy, man. I was like, my son would be hearing stuff in there, and I'm like, this is probably not good for him. But he turned out okay. So
Travis said, not me personally, but I know two guys that live near each other that have been a few fights online that have resulted in one going to the other's house.
Yeah, stop that stuff.
Not
You
a
guys,
confrontation, but I
stop
met
it.
somebody online playing Gears of War in 2008. He has since been to Ohio multiple times, and I was the best man at his wedding.
That's great.
It's crazy. I'm just saying there are a lot of, you don't realize there's a lot of crazy out there.
Yeah, there are, man. And I mean, you look at that guy's mugshot, old Kang there, and it looks a little off to me.
Right? And all it takes is one.
That's it, man.
You mouth off to somebody online that has a game, they got a Billy Madison list posted in their bedroom, right. And your name just got added to it.
I love video games.
Chavelle's on the Morning Blitz. Thick, Kelly, and Lewis, 7:26 on a Tuesday. Good morning. What's your go-to snack food, guys? I know Popcorn Pam, by the way, brought us, speaking of snack food, some amazing popcorn. She got me a cool Bengals.
10. Is that a 10?
Yeah, it's like popcorn a popcorn container. It's awesome. Thank you. Totally unexpected, but we got to meet Pam, and she came in here yesterday.
And she didn't just... Man, I don't know who all got in on them, but I got some. She brought Buckeyes, too. She sells Buckeyes now.
I didn't get in on the Buckeyes.
Amazing.
But I got in on the popcorn.
And I got to tell you, Pam, thank you. And the whole place thanks you because that table in the break room was packed full. She brought so much. I mean, giant paper bags full of different kinds of popcorn. And it's almost all gone. Mm-hmm. Everybody took it. So thank you so much.
It was good. What's your go-to snack?
Well, if I could choose my very favorite thing, it does take a while, but I will make the Betty Crocker cookie brownie mix, which is you start out with the brownie mix, then you make the cookie mix, You drop cookie mix in there. You bake it all up together. And then I take it warm out of the pan with a good quality vanilla ice cream. And that to me is just peak snack.
That's a snack.
Well, that's dessert.
Oh, no, that's snack for me. Or it could be a meal.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's how Kelly eats. You have to
But
understand.
actually, maybe it is dessert, but I just consider it a snack.
Okay. I mean, that sounds like a full-blown dessert. I mean, you went up a level. In a great way. I mean,
No.
I'm with you. Like, I 100% buy-in on that.
If I'm going to pound calories, it's got to be something great. And I love that for some reason. I'm sure it's horrifyingly bad for me, but I don't care.
Casey said chips and salsa. I'm down with that.
I love trail mix.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Trail mix is good.
I
trail
am
mix.
straight up in a long-term relationship with barbecue Doritos, and also because they brought them back for the summer, the hot mustard Doritos. Yeah.
Okay.
We're a thing.
I'm
We're
a
a
sweet
throuple.
person. You're a salty person. You're sweet or salty.
But I'm
Very.
Both.
also-
You have a combo with
Yeah.
your trail mix.
But here's where marketing got the best of me. You know, I'm a Star Wars geek, right? Got the tats and everything. They sell Star Wars Oreos now. But it's all in the same package.
Right?
So what happens is you can either get the blue cream, which is the light side, or the red cream, which is the dark side.
Okay.
But they don't tell you which on the package.
Oh, is that right?
So I had to open 3 bags of Oreos because all I've gotten so far is the light side. Can't get the dark side. So I have 3 bags of open Oreos.
I saw a girl made a TikTok video of double stuffed Oreos that weren't as thick as they used to be.
That's
like there
probably
wasn't
not
as
a-
much cream as there used
Probably
to be.
not a shocker. You know what else I also like? The pepperoni pizza combos that are in the cracker shell,
Yeah.
not the pretzel shell. They got the little red
Yeah.
like pepperoni substance in the middle. I don't know what it is, but it's good.
Somebody texted in they love Tabasco Cheez-Its. I'd like to try
Ooh,
those.
I've
That
never
sounds
tried
good. Matthew said he loves no-bake cookies. Popped a few with his coffee this morning.
Jason said fried peanut butter and jelly. Yeah, I had a fried peanut butter and jelly once. That's the way to go. I don't know that I'll ever eat peanut butter and jelly the same again after that.
He said you got to be 2 joints deep to make them perfectly.
Okay. That happens.
I love Jason.
Taylor agrees that what I eat is straight dessert. But the thing is I'll eat it as a dessert, but I also eat it as a snack. Like I'm eating that bad boy all day long.
Oh, Goose said if it takes longer to make than a minute, it's not a snack.
Oh, okay, all right. Is that the rule? That's the rule. But yeah, right.
Sean said, Lewis, I've only got the dark side, you rebel scum. See? Yeah. Tortilla chips and apple butter. I would try that. I love a good apple butter. Speaking of apple butter, was it always like a cheap alternative when you were a kid?
No, that seems fancy to me.
So I
Apple
always thought
butter?
apple butter used to be dirt cheap, and then all of a sudden all the butters raised in price. But needless to say, they're coming at us over our healthy snack foods. They've listed the 40th unhealthy snack foods on the planet. Are you ready? 10 Chewy Dips chocolate chip granola bar, 9 Twix, 8 old-fashioned donuts from Hostess, 7 is the Max salt and vinegar pork skins, nacho cheese Doritos at 6, Swiss cake rolls or ho-hos at 5, turtle Chex mix at 4, Ritz Bits cheese sandwich crackers at 3, Smucker's Goober grape, I don't even know what that is.
That's
at 2.
gross.
Yeah.
That is disgusting. I can't stand that.
And zebra cakes.
Oh, Little Debbie again?
Yeah.
I saw Little Debbie was in that list a lot. In the
Yeah.
top 40.
People love their Little
like
Debbies.
Nutter Butters and oatmeal cream pies. And
Keep buying them, baby. It's
I feel
putting
like
me
this
through
is-
college.
This is nothing but a blatant attack on Little Debbie.
yeah, the great. That's the one that's got the peanut butter and the jelly in the same jar.
Is that what that is?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh,
It
gross.
is nasty.
Yeah,
can't
I wouldn't know.
Stand it.
Ugh.
I tried
Who
it
is
one
eating
time.
that? Oh,
I feel like peanut butter. You gotta spread your own quantity on each separate, and then join it together naturally.
Right.
to each their own, though. I love circus peanuts, and people think I'm disgusting for that. But I turn around and say, you're disgusting for eating peanut butter and jelly mixed. Gross.
Chuck said cookie butter, which is good.
Kenny said, "I'm a whore for Little Debbie."
Yeah.
Little Debbie is really delish.
Yeah.
I love a Star... Are they
Star Crunch?
Star Crunch, thank you.
Okay.
Star Crunch.
I always love the Nutty Bars.
Nutty Bars are amazing.
My son was a
Oatmeal
fudge round. Still is a fudge round junkie.
Fudge rounds are good.
Mike
They're
from
all
7
good.
Up said they have tangy pickle Doritos that are pretty good.
Oh, I've not tried those.
Yeah.
Have to get there. Anyway.
Casey says, we peasants only dream of being on Kelly's level of snacks.
Right? 7:43 on your morning blitz with Thick, Kelly, and Lewis. And Blaine said he loves going to the grocery store and seeing what the new flavor the psychos at Oreo have come up with. I'll tell you what, those people are doing God's work. That's for sure. I didn't stretch. Returning all these messages about snack food. I did no calisthenics before this game starts.
I'm sorry.
I got to tell you, this could really put a detriment into who am I repping? Justin?
Yeah, and Lewis got picked last.
It happens, man.
I know. I don't understand it.
It happens.
Yeah,
everybody's been picked last at least once in elementary school. It happens.
I know, but I think they'd figured it out by now. Randa picked me. Trina picked you. Kelly, you'll be
Trina,
playing for
are you
Trina.
new?
Well, Randa's not new, and she still took me first. I'm like, what are you doing? Oh, way to stretch, dude. Look at this. He's breaking stuff. He cracked the mic. He hit his knee.
I'm good.
Maybe it is your day, Kelly.
I'm good.
Maybe. I don't know. Trina had faith in me.
Yeah, she texted in. She said, we got this, Kelly. It's her birthday. Oh, no, Kelly.
crap.
Now that explains it.
Sorry.
Trina started drinking this morning.
Listen, it's good to start out on a low on your birthday. It can only get better from here.
Be good. You'll be fine. All right.
My dear Katrina, let's try our best.
All right, so how this game works is you can buy this game, by the way, where you buy board games and card games and stuff. It's called Soundiculous. It's just a deck of cards with items on each card. There's 2 on each card, and there are easy, medium, and hard cards. We pick a card, we have to pick the item, and then we have to make sounds that imitate the item, trying to get the other people in the room to guess the
I
item.
believe if you buy it at the store, the Christmas edition is going to feature a tastefully done black and white nude of me with the Soundiculous strategically placed, and I'll sign that. I don't mind.
Is that right? Because I got the Christmas edition. I haven't opened them yet.
This year's Christmas edition,
Oh, okay.
not one you've already previously bought.
Okay.
That's not going to hit stores till
Okay.
October.
Good deal.
It's going to probably sell out pretty quick, too, I would imagine. You're looking at me with disdain. And I understand.
Like, that you think they're going to sell out is just funny. That's why she's looking at you that way.
All right,
But,
let's see.
I know you have a warehouse full of these tastefully done black and white. You cannot give these things away, so
we'll do
good
3
luck.
rounds, one easy,
Storage locker rent keeps going up, too.
one medium round, and one hard round, and most points will win. So, Lewis, who's going first?
Let's let ladies go first.
all right, Thick. I'm just kidding. That's an old joke. He did it
Is
first.
that an old
I
joke?
stole it
That
from a
was
month
good.
You're going
ago.
to say something about my mom next?
No. All right.
Met your mom on Grand Theft Auto, dude.
All right, so, Kelly, I'll start with an easy card.
Okay. You ready?
Yep. Whistle.
Whistle.
Oh, fireworks.
Fireworks, bombs.
Bomb.
Bomb.
Bomb, 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 bomb.
Bomb, bomb, bomb.
Bomb, 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 bomb. All right. You're up.
All right, Kelly and Lewis each got 1 point. I will take an easy card now. And that was Lewis, by the way. That wasn't me.
Nah, I cleared my throat as Thick studies his card.
All right, here we go.
There are 2 choices on each card. You have to go with one of the 2 choices.
And I have picked that one, and here it comes.
Engine. Car engine.
Car.
Rev.
Oh.
Dang it. Lewis.
Starting exactly the way it began last week.
All right.
So now Lewis is picking an easy card. He's got a choice to make.
Both of these are super easy.
Oh, okay.
Good.
All right.
I don't have to put any thought in this at all. Are you both ready?
Ready.
Bah.
Sheep.
Kelly.
Yes, thank you.
All right. I heard him identical time,
I
but
did too, but I might have come in like a
All right,
split
bring the
second
tape.
earlier.
Play it. Go to the replay.
Nope.
I trust
Nope.
Lewis.
You
He's
wanna-
an honest guy.
You want to make a call to New York and
Nope.
have them officiate and get back to us?
Nope.
All right.
Score is exactly what it was last week after the first round. So now we'll move to the medium cards. These are worth 2 points apiece.
I don't know how to do either of these. Crap. All right.
Do you know which one you're going to do yet?
Chris is reminding us that we are not to say bomb on an airplane. You are correct.
That's what. Yeah.
Or in the TSA line, for that matter.
It's okay to say it on the radio, though, right?
I think so.
I think he's just going along with our
Yeah.
Meet the Parents
Yes.
quoting.
Can't say bomb on the
Can't say
radio.
Bomb on the-
Bomb, 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 bomb.
All right. Let's see.
We tried to stall.
Yeah, to give you time to decide. And it wasn't enough.
You guys, I don't know. I'm just going to pick one.
Hey,
this is so stupid. This is like, okay, I'm storyboarding this, so just hang on.
This whole game is
stupid. It needs to develop. It needs to develop, all right?
This whole game is stupid.
So,
it's a progress one.
So what you're saying is don't go by the first thing that comes out of your mouth.
It's a full storyboard, all right?
Got it.
Okay. I don't even know what these things sound like. Okay.
Is it a gazelle?
Close. All right, here we go. Okay.
Hyena.
Yes!
What?
I swear!
Come on!
She just kept laughing, so I said hyena.
But that was going to be part of it. I was going to start out with some type of other animal sound, though. You got it. Thank God I don't have to do that one.
That's not even real.
That's
Rick got
crap.
it. Look. See? Hyena.
I didn't even know we were
Hyena.
guessing yet.
The other one was DJing. What I was thinking about.
The big clock on the wall says.
How do you do a DJ?
Wiki, 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 wiki.
Okay. All right.
I feel like I was cheated on that one, but it was good, so I can't even argue.
Well, it could have been gazelle. You just guessed the wrong one.
I know.
I can't believe that just happened.
Yeah, me either.
All right. I don't think this is hard at all.
Turkey.
Kelly.
I said shturkey.
Oh, is that right? Mm-hmm. Well, there's still turkey in sturkey. Honestly, I
do think it was Lewis. I'm sorry. I'll give it to you.
I honestly couldn't call it.
All right, I'll call it. It was Lewis. And I did say shturkey. I couldn't get it out right. I was too excited about having the right answer. Shturkey!
Look at this. We got a really close game now. All right. Final card in the medium round. You got one picked?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, no.
Hyena.
Oh, no. Yeah.
No.
Rooster.
Dinosaur.
No.
Raptor. Giraffe.
Elephant.
Yes.
Son of...
Elephant. It was a terrible elephant. It sounded like something dying, I know.
It was
The other one was motorbike, but I figured everybody would guess motorcycle and not motorbike.
I would have guessed motorboat.
Yeah, I could have done that.
Okay. All right.
You got we're on to the hard round
I do.
now?
On to the hard round.
You got
guys,
one of them picked?
I'm sorry. Well, I'll do my best here.
All right.
Ready?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, again, let the story play out, all right? Here we go.
Gazelle.
No.
Okay. Cat.
That's not right. Wait.
Wait.
Blowing bubbles.
To see her face. Her face is the best when she's doing this.
Quit laughing because you can't hear the important part of it. It goes, wait. I have to close my...
The important part.
Okay. It goes... Okay, here it goes.
Blowing bubbles.
I can't stop laughing.
Hot tub.
What the heck is that?
Tea boiling. Teapot. Teapot. Boiling coffee. Teapot.
You got it.
Hot
You're on
tea.
the right track.
Hot tea. Kettle. Tea kettle.
Kettle. Oh my gosh, that was so crazy.
I want to thank my grandma, God rest her soul, for always having tea in the afternoon.
That all makes sense now.
Stick that in your hyena.
This is dumb. I hate this game. Look at this card. What is
Sound like
this?
me. Who do you think you are, Kelly Quinn?
There's no way to do this. Either one of these.
Apparently, Thick is having a hard time with his hard card.
We now pause to give Thick a moment.
I'm serious. I just want to pass.
Uh-oh.
All right. I don't know. I'm gonna try. Gonna have to do a kind of a. All right.
Grunt.
This is not working.
Weightlifting.
Listen, I gotta just start again. This is ridiculous, you guys.
Tennis.
Golf, tennis,
racquetball,
paddleball,
badminton.
pickleball.
Badminton. Yes, I can't believe that. I cannot believe that.
You son of a...
You suck so bad.
All right.
I don't believe that.
All right. Badminton. That was good, though.
I mean, that was.
No, it was a good clue.
And if you're close, you can nod and say, like, you're on the right track. So I was trying to get somebody to say tennis.
Well, also your eye movements, like it was going across the net, that was helpful.
Mm-hmm. I didn't know what else to do.
No, you have to.
How do you make sounds of badminton?
You have to sometimes bend the rules to do a little bit of motion, and that was good.
You did, although the tea kettle might go down as the greatest moment in Soundiculous history.
I'll put it as a tie with you giving birth, because that one was fantastic. Okay. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Fine, this is it.
All right, hard
Ready?
card,
Yeah.
choosing between two options.
All right.
Ding. Doorbell?
No.
Ding. Timer?
Microwave.
Ding. 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 Pinball machine? Ding.
Ding, 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 ding.
Oh.
Harp.
Ding, 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 ding. Ding, 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 ding.
Wind chime.
Yes!
Oh.
Woo! Woo!
Yes!
I didn't win, but boy, that was satisfying.
Wind chimes is correct.
Oh, gosh.
I was going to say, I thought the way you jumped up, I thought you won.
I know I didn't win, but I'm just really I'm so
was
satisfied
good.
with myself right now.
That was good.
Oh,
Damn
that felt good. Trina, guess what? We didn't win. I'm very confident in that, but happy birthday. We love you at the Blitz. I love you for picking me as your partner.
Kettle did it. Kettle, if I'd have gotten Kettle, he wouldn't have won.
I'm sorry, who won?
Justin won.
Congrats, Justin.
Which, of course, Lewis was playing for. Just doesn't stop. Doesn't stop. He just keeps winning.
Patriots were a dynasty, too. What can you say?
Good job, Lewis. I'm impressed.
Tom Brady has TV 12. You think maybe I can do L Dick 12? Or like Soundiculous?
Get out of here.
And now, all right, I'm listening. 3 things you need to know before you go.
A $10,000 reward has been offered for information on the Short North shooter. 10 people wounded in the mass shooting Sunday morning. The driver of the car involved in the shooting, 19-year-old D'Angelo Fuller, turned himself in, and he was in court yesterday on obstruction charges. Now, it's not known yet whether Fuller is also suspected of being the shooter, but they have offered this reward, $10,000, for info leading to an arrest. This is kind of a bleak story to bring up, but I found it very interesting. The figures on suicide in the construction industry are shocking. According to the most recent data available, about 6,000 construction workers in the U.S. died by suicide in 2022. That's 6 times the number of deaths in the industry from workplace accidents. You'd think that's how, the deaths among construction workers would be a workplace accident.
Wow.
No, it's suicide. Now, the industry is huge and booming. A surge in huge projects, including Intel in New Albany. But construction companies say there's a shortage of workers. And that's added to the pressures, with many people working really long days, living in temporary accommodations far from their families. And apparently, there's a stigma in the industry around asking for help with mental health issues, depression, etc. But this is really interesting that, according to a CDC report, the suicide rate among men in the construction industry, 75% higher than men in general. That's wild, you guys. Wild.
Never thought about that.
Never ever.
Never imagined that.
Never ever. So that's an interesting thing. Reach out to the construction worker in your life, man or woman. The figure's a little lower for women, but it's there. The Recording Industry Association of America, RIAA, has filed 2 copyright infringement cases against 2 AI music generation services. They're called Suno and Udio. You've likely not heard of these services. They're unlicensed startups and have allegedly copied music on a massive scale to exploit in their efforts to generate AI music. Now, among the labels involved in suing these startups are UMG, Capitol, Arista, Sony, Atlantic, and Warner. And the claims cover recording artists of multiple genres, multiple styles, multiple eras. This lawsuit is seeking to bar both services from using any copyrighted material in the future, and they want money for the infringements that have already occurred. So they're basically looking to stop these services from using all this. But it is odd that 2 companies can start up it's just like the Wild West out there. They can do whatever they want. They can produce whatever they want and make money off whatever they want. And only lawsuits can stop them.
Yeah.
So, it's interesting. It must be worth the money they make.
Do you know, are those lawsuits based in the United States?
They are.
I'm not the lawsuits, the companies, those two companies?
Oh, I don't know. They both were filed in the United States, both lawsuits.
I just want, because I just wonder how that works. If you're offshore, how do you, I guess you have to go after them in another, they must be, or those lawsuits would be filed elsewhere, right? I would think.
Yeah, I'm guessing. I don't know the answer to that question, but it's crazy. It is AI is the new Wild West, and they got to figure something out because people's works keep getting stolen. You hear that about all artists, writers, musicians, everything.
Yet,
people have had their works stolen by AI.
Yet we still use AI for whatever.
It gets forced on us, don't you feel like?
Oh, I feel
like Meta forced it on us.
You know why it's forced on us? Because every company is greedy at anything they can do to save a buck. So if I can have somebody else create somebody instead of pay a human being for their creativity and their artwork, I'll do it because I'm a greedy F because I want to save an extra $5. Like, that's where it is. As soon as you introduced it, every company out there started looking around for ways that they could do it. Yeah. And then we'll complain when there's nothing else, when the machines take over.
Right.
That's why I say please and thank you to my Alexa every time I ask her to do something, because I know where these things are.
All right, those are your three things.
8:10, it's your morning blitz. Kelly Quinn, Thick Rick, I'm Lewis. The floor is yours.
All right, so we were talking about California and their big smoking section for marijuana at the California State Fair. And then Doug Rogers texted in and said, we have a festival coming to Ohio. It's in Pomeroy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And it's an Ohio marijuana festival. It's called the Stargazer Cannabis Festival. And this is going to take place next month in July, obviously, the 11th through the 14th. And they are looking for joint rolling judges for this festival. And they will pay $100 an hour for joint rolling judges. I'm sorry, this thing runs through the 27th. So this joint rolling contest will actually be held on, obviously it's a one-day job. It's not like you're going to be able to do this year round. So, but you want to make $100 to sit there and smoke weed on July 27th. It's going to be at the Wisteria Campground.
Oh, you're not just observing the job.
No, you got to smoke.
You're
the
smoking
joint.
the job.
You're a judge. You got to see if it runs. If it's too fat in the middle. How smooth does it smoke? That kind of stuff. And it'll take at least 2 hours, if not more.
How are you smoking weed for 2 solid hours?
Oh, Kelly,
where are you at the end of that 2 hours? I don't trust anything you're judging.
I know. It's like you're down to the last half an hour, and you're like, every one of these joints is great. It's perfect.
You're all winners in my book.
Yeah. Have you thought about maybe being a celebrity guest judge? Getting in on that?
Oh, a celebrity, no money in it, but would you be a celebrity guest judge?
Well, why wouldn't I get money for it?
I guess you could. We'll pay you. They'll pay you.
This joint's been Thick Rick approved.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, you're going to sit there for a couple hours and get high, and then somebody's going to give you a couple $100? It's pretty good, man.
You should work yourself into that.
Well, what qualifies a person to be a judge? Is it just any random pothead?
That's a good question. There's 2 divisions. There's a classic division and an artistic division. And in both divisions, one of the criteria is how well does it smoke? Its potential smokability. We're going to be checking for the draw of the joint stability. It's all going into the judging process.
Now, artistically speaking, what are we looking for? Like just a gorgeous, evenly rolled situation?
That's a good question.
Is it something that really inspires the mind when you look at it?
The artistic division will involve intricately designed joints that could be shaped like tanks, cars, and birds. What?
That's like origami, but with weed in it.
Hang on. I'm going to get a hit off that Lamborghini joint.
Yeah. All right. Well, this is interesting.
Yep.
I still don't trust a judge 2 hours in, but still, it might be fun to watch. Can we live stream this?
Well, if you would like to apply, go to stargazerfest.com. That's stargazerfest.com. If you would like to make $200 an hour for judging joint rolling competition.
Yeah. Good morning, Blitz. 8:24 with Thick, Kelly, and Lewis. Good morning.
Good morning.
Do you have resting hard face?
No.
Affleck does.
Well, I don't know. Do I?
No.
No.
I don't think so.
I mean, I've got it. Absolutely.
I feel like Lewis has it once in a while.
Do I?
Sometimes.
I don't mean to.
Yeah. Just natural.
No. Lauren has it. Straight up. I'm not telling her anything she doesn't know.
And we're calling that hard face? Resting hard face?
No, she has resting bitch face.
Oh, okay.
I think hard is for dudes.
Okay.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, I think that's the
I
distinction.
have the female version. 100%. Sometimes I'll accidentally look up. If there's a mirror or something, I'm like, whoa, what are you so mad at?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's self-admitted by Ben. He said he says, I'm not miserable, I just have resting hard face.
Yeah, most of us know it, if we do, I would say.
Well, he went off on some paparazzi, which I've always had a hard time with paparazzi in the sense that if you're going to be at that level of famous, then the paparazzi's kind of par for the course. I feel like you know that coming into it. That shouldn't be a shock to you. Oh my God, people are trying to take pictures of me. Well, you've been in movies for 20 years. Why wouldn't they? But I do see his point, and I do think there have been cases where paparazzi go too far. Princess Diana being one of them.
Yeah.
But there have been other instances like that where to get a picture of somebody, you put somebody else in harm's way. And I think that's where Ben does have the right to go off. He's not wrong about what he's saying.
No, I mean, he's leaving, the home he bought with J-Lo, and their kids are there. And he's driving down this driveway, and it's dark, and people are flashing cameras at him. He's coming at him, and he's getting bright lights flashed in his face, driving in the dark. And so he got upset, and he got to the end, out to the street, and he slammed on the brakes and jumped out and said this.
Don't flash your light at someone driving down the driveway. Don't do that. That's dangerous. You don't even know if that's me. You're causing accident.
Right. That's right. Ben, you're right. I have no idea. You know that. But you're right.
Stop, man. It's dangerous what you guys are doing. Do you understand? I can't see. You're going to get somebody hurt doing this. My daughter's coming down here. If you flash the lights on her, you're putting her in danger. You understand that?
And then he got in.
They
and
have
drove
no
away.
souls.
No,
they don't.
They're cockroaches.
Those people are just awful, awful people.
Right.
Cockroaches.
It's like, I don't think he's wrong there.
No, I don't either. I mean, if
I'm a nobody, and if you're sticking a camera in my face or flashing lights at me, it's you've crossed a line. You've crossed a line with a normal human. And this is a celebrity. Granted, cameras are part of the deal, but not on their property, not following them around, not when they're trying to eat dinner. It's just insane that's how you make your living.
What happens is they usually live in a gated community, so you can't get back into where the actual house is.
Right.
But the entranceway of that gated community, they'll all stand around.
Yeah, they're going to stand right at the sidewalk.
Yeah.
Out at the end of the driveway, because even if it's not gated, they're not allowed to go on the property and take pictures.
Right.
They can take them from the sidewalk. They're legally allowed there.
So you get the people that just, don't care. Which, Affleck's in the news because of Jennifer Lopez and everything else.
I did appreciate the one guy who said, you know what, you're right, I'm sorry, man.
Oh, that's just fake.
Well,
they do that all the time. They did it to Britney when they completely sent her over the edge with her mental health by following her and almost ramming her car. And then when she gets out and they get all the pictures they want, they're like, oh, Britney, I'm so sorry. You're right.
Really?
You're right. That is their MO.
Okay.
They're not sincere.
Because there were several other ones there that were just kept taking pictures of him complaining about them taking pictures. They never said a word.
They're the most insincere, heartless human beings on planet Earth.
I agree. Mike Funk, can we line the paparazzi up next to the CEOs of all the gas companies for the Christmas crotch-kicking celebration? That's a hell of an idea. Good morning, Blitz. 8:39 with Thick, Kelly, and Lewis.
So we have an official name for our crotch kicking
This
event.
is awesome.
Yeah, well, let's see here. We've got
T-shirts.
Mike Funk and Doug Rogers. It's an amalgam of both of their texts. Doug came up with the perfect name, and it is the first annual Kris Kringle Crotch Kicking Christmas Bazaar and Luncheon. So we are starting a list of people who deserve to be lined up and kicked in the crotch, and that starts today. So feel free at any point between now and the holidays to nominate somebody.
This list is going to get pretty damn long.
Yes.
This is awesome. Because the first 100 people get T-shirts.
It started out with all the oil CEOs, and then we added all the paparazzi, and then
taking them off.
Then we started thinking about local people.
I just want one CEO to utter the words, "Oh, you got a wide foot. You got both."
That's great.
That's all I want.
Say the name again one more time for me.
Oh, dang. I just saved it. Here we go. It is the first annual Kris Kringle Crotch Kicking Christmas Bazaar and Luncheon. So, Doug, Mike, thank you so much. We are using that. Absolutely. You get full credit for the name. We're starting the list today.
I've never been to a bazaar before.
Oh, I've been to a bazaar.
I'm looking forward to it.
They're really fun. You know what the best part of a bazaar is? We used to go to one over at Nazareth Towers, which was like a Catholic housing community. It was an apartment building on Rich Street downtown. It's still there. Nazareth Towers. My great-grandparents lived there, and they had a bazaar every year, and all the residents would make stuff to sell, but they would also have a gigantic fishbowl of M&Ms, and if you guessed how many M&Ms, you won the M&Ms. Yeah. Oh, that's the best part of a bazaar.
I think it'll be fantastic as long as I'm not on the list.
It'll be fun. Definitely
The crotch kicking list?
Yes.
Well, we all better be we're all walking on thin ice between now and Christmas.
Let's be honest. If any of the three of us are getting nominated on a crotch kicking list, it's going to be this guy.
Are you pointing at yourself or me?
I'm pointing at me.
All right. Okay, because that I would agree with.
Someone's going to take one for the team, and it's going to be you.
For always winning Soundiculous.
Let's be honest, we're all ending up on that list. It's just a matter of how many times we have to go through the line.
Yeah, but it's going to have a way different impact on you than it will Lewis and I, Kelly.
Hey, a girl getting kicked in the crotch it's painful.
It's
not as painful.
Yeah, it's not even in the neighborhood.
I know it's not, but it still hurts.
I want a commentator. He's taking 4 steps back.
Play by play.
And I think it's funny when women get
kicks here.
We'll get Jeff Logan to do that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, okay.
He's done that
Jeff
before.
Logan's the
Listen for the whistle.
Ohio State University Athletic Hall of Fame inductee Jeff Logan will be the announcer.
This feels like something he would do.
I don't know.
Not much of a
He's
stretch.
a little too classy for that.
Make that phone call. Jeff. Not calling about Ohio State football. Here's what we got for you. Check this out. Crotch kicking, you're the MC. Huh? No need to thank me. I'm here all week. Jeez. Anyway. So, cell phone usage at the job we would say, is probably at an all-time high, right?
Yeah, I would say.
I know it can't get you off yours.
All right. Now, there are some places that simply don't want you to be on your phone while you're working. It's a productivity thing. So now, someone asked an advice columnist if a boss could confiscate your phone, like if you're a child. And the columnist said no, they're not allowed, but according to a lawyer, it's legal, as long as they don't use unlawful force to take it.
Okay, wait. Did you say as a child? Or anybody?
I think as an employee in general.
As an employee in general.
Yeah.
Your boss can take away your phone. He can ask you to give your phone to him.
Right.
And if you don't, he can fire you, I guess?
Yeah. So, I mean, basically, if you're on your phone all day at work, let's say you're at a fast food restaurant where they say if you're leaning, you're cleaning, and you decide to sit there and scroll through your feed, your boss can take your phone. Now, there will be parents that are upset about this, and on the other side, if the parent's in a situation where their boss wants to confiscate their phone to the end of the day, I know the parent might go, well, I have a child that might need to get a hold of me in an emergency. To that argument...
At work?
Yeah, to that argument, I go, there were landline phones and ways to communicate long before the cell phone came along. So that's not a valid argument.
Yeah, but does your kid know how to use a landline? Is there a landline for your kid to use?
Wait. Okay, so you're talking about the parent being at work?
Yeah, the parent saying, what if my kid needs to get a hold of me?
Okay, then make sure your kid has your work business line.
Right.
I don't know, guys. This is an overreach. You're not taking my phone. You're not taking my phone. Are you serious? Can you imagine a boss coming down here and asking you to hand over your phone?
Yeah.
That's outrageous.
Okay.
It's outrageous.
No, it's not.
If I'm getting my work done, then freaking stay off my phone. You do not get to handle my phone. Am I getting my work done? Yes. And so then you do not get to take my phone away from me.
If you choose to work there and they have a no phone at work policy, then
well, that's one thing. They can't just they can't instate a policy. To me, if I'm already working here, I'm grandfathered in.
I don't. You need to talk to a lawyer because I don't think they're going to see it the same way.
And literally 0 businesses do this. You tell me a business that will confiscate your cell phone.
I think it has to depend on the situation. If you're working. Let's say you're working on the line at Wendy's and you keep pulling your phone out and looking at it and checking it and texting it. And your manager comes over and says, you need to put that phone away. And if they keep pulling it out, then they can say, you need to give me that phone until your shift's over.
I pay you to make singles, not look for singles.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so
you're
in
in kind of a different
customer-facing type situation,
that
not
too.
Me working in my cubicle and I want to pull out my phone and check my Facebook real quick.
There's nothing worse, and I've seen this in so many gas stations because I think you have to have some kind of like emotional or family drama in order to work there. But there's nothing worse than waiting in line and you have to wait longer because someone has to finish their conversation via text or finish scrolling before they check you out.
Yeah, I don't like that either. If you're customer facing, you should not be on your phone when customers are in the area. I get that.
Dominic texted in and said, are they paying my phone bill? If not, then F off. No, but they're paying you to work, not be on your phone.
Technically, they are paying your phone bill.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Technically, they are.
Yeah, the answer to that question is yes.
Yes, they are. Oh, that's funny.
Actually, they are.
That's funny. Yeah, I don't know. It really gets my hackles up, guys, as you can tell.
What's a hackle?
I'm really
what is a hackle?
Angered by this idea that a boss can come up and demand my phone. I do not like that. I am not in a customer-facing job.
Buzzard said there are plenty of businesses that don't allow cell phones unless you're on break.
Okay, all right. I gotcha. I was thinking of more of an office-type situation, not a sort of customer-facing, but I'm going to imagine at Amazon and the warehouses, they don't let you fool around because...
Well, that's a sweatshop. That's different.
Well, aren't you like timed, especially like you work at UPS or FedEx or Amazon, don't you have like, aren't they saying you need to get this truck loaded and like...
Friends of mine both work in the Amazon system. One is a driver and the other one runs a forklift in the warehouse. And they put those people on a quota.
I think it's like that at UPS.
So you have to pack like 159 boxes an hour or something insane like that.
Yeah.
And you stand there. So if you're on your phone, like... I think you can't even listen to music. So I can't imagine if you can't listen to music, you can't be on your phone.
Here's the thing that bothers me is the idea that a boss would ask you to hand your phone over. Like you can say you can't be on your phone and this is a warning, but to say hand your phone over, to me, that's a bridge too far. Like you cannot have my phone.
But if you've been warned and you still continue to be on your phone and my company policy is no phone while you're working, then all right, hey, check your phone when you walk in. Everybody's got a locker.
Yeah, Steve said one time we had to put our phones in the office when we were at work and could only check it when we stopped into the office. So I put an old phone in there and used my regular phone. Look at that. Even out of school, we still do the same kind of crap.
Shady.
We will get away with anything.
I just don't like being treated like a child.
I understand.
Lori said that I worked at a bank years ago, not in front of customers. That was the policy. If you had your phone on your desk, you could be instantly fired.
Wow. Okay. Well, you knew that going in, though, right? So you're not going to put your phone there.
Kelly, to your point, you don't want to be treated like a child. I understand that. But if your job says, look, you can't be on your phone unless you're on your break and you're still getting on your phone, then you're acting like a child.
Well, you are. I understand that, I guess. I sort of see that.
Kevin said, not going to lie, I'd walk the F out because I've gotten messages 2 days after the fact because I work with a lot of lazy ladies, who can't get off their butts and relay said messages.
Okay, how about this, you guys? I have a level of anxiety in my soul right now. Talking about this, I do, with the thought of somebody coming in and asking me to hand over my phone. Like, I am getting into this. I'm sort of experiencing it as if it's happening to me, and I feel short of breath. I'm not kidding.
You don't want Gerald to
Oh, my God.
I don't want somebody taking my stuff.
Kelly, it's come to our attention that while you're on the air, you're spending some time on your phone. We're going to need you to put the phone in the office.
Well, I would put it away in my own purse, but I'm not handing it over to, the powers that be. At work, I'm not handing it over. That seems so weird. It hasn't even happened, and I'm so anxious about it.
Chris brings up a good point. Banks don't want you on a phone. Sensitive account info. I've had to confiscate a phone before, and they've had many warnings. That makes all the sense in the world. I don't want somebody on their phone while my banking information. Again, I have nothing, but I'll be damned if you're taking half of it.
Sean said Teleperformance fired him for not giving his phone to them. Sean, I tell you, I don't know. I feel for you. That would absolutely, to me, they did you a favor. They did you a favor. Go find a place to work where they're not, acting like
where there's no rules.
Yeah.
Our buddy Robin.
Not no rules, but they're not acting like the freaking KGB.
Our buddy Robin Mansfield said, I'm a supervisor for the post office night processing mail on machines. If employees get caught on their phone, they can be fired instantly. It's standard policy.
Wow. Well, see, there are rules. Places have rules.
Doug, if I couldn't have my phone, I wouldn't be able to listen to you guys. Well, I feel like in that case,
yeah,
that's probably a valid reason why you should be able to keep your phone, Doug. Makes all the sense in the world.
I've said that parents who have kids who are addicted to their phones, those kids have parents who are addicted to their phones. Mm-hmm. And I saw this story here. It said, according to data collected from 10,000 American parents, their 12 and 13-year-old children, their phone usage parrots their parents' phone usage. One of the biggest predictors of adolescent screen use is their parents' screen use.
That doesn't surprise me.
Said if, as a parent, if you only choose one rule to implement, the most effective one for reducing total screen time is banning phones at bedtime. So.
I'm glad I didn't have kids.
If you're, because they'd be addicted to their phone like you.
I love kids, but I don't want to be an example. I don't want to be a role model for anybody. I don't.
But you are.
No, I'm not. I don't have any children.
No, but you've got all of Blitz Nation.
Oh, you think people are looking at me as a role model?
Absolutely,
yeah,
Kelly. I do every day.
No. That's silly. I know you guys are just kidding, but I'm telling you, I'm serious. It's a good thing I didn't have kids. They'd be so,
effed up.
I feel like they'd be like the people that you don't want to be around.
That
like
you
the
don't want
ones
your
you
kids
guys
to
can play
associate
about.
with?
Yeah, you'd be like, oh,
Dude,
yeah.
We deal with phone addiction in our house. And if you've seen it, it becomes
I am it, bro. I am it.
But sometimes other people see what you don't. And in this case, I see it on a daily basis. And I look, and now I
Are you peeping through my windows? Is that what you're saying?
I just did come across like quite the creeper there.
Kelly's going to be telling her own kids, you are not allowed to associate with me.
Right?
Yeah.
Angie said, I work in an office. The person that sits beside me is on her phone at least half the day.
Yeah.
They should be able to be taken. Nothing pisses you off more than when you're swamped and the person beside you is surfing their phone. Agree.
Okay, somebody who signed this text, Hershey, says, can you imagine a neurosurgeon stopping to answer his phone?
Oh, my God.
Hang on.
Obviously, that isn't what I'm talking about. I'm talking about a person in a cubicle. Keep your hands off my phone, all right?
Doctor, we got a bleeder. Put a clamp on that. I got to finish this reel. I'll be with you in a second.
Now, I will say, in a survey, 64% of people thought it was foul for your job to be able to confiscate your phone before your shift. So,
yeah.
Two-thirds of people are on your side, Kelly.
Don't confiscate my phone.
You're part of the
majority. If I was a neurosurgeon, I'd be so good at my job, I would be able to check my Facebook mid-surgery.
Oh, that wouldn't work because
Tiffany
says in healthcare you can't have your phone for patient privacy.
And now, all right, I'm listening. 3 things you need to know before you go.
Guys, today the 12th gigantic superload is leaving 9 a.m. So 5 minutes ago, they took off. They're traveling east on State Route 16 to State Route 310.
Hope nobody gets hit by that one.
They'll travel north on 310 to 161. west on 161 to Mink Street, north on Mink Street to Clover Valley Road, and head to Intel from there. So I really want to see this thing. It's 2 football fields long. This thing's enormous. Talk about a super load. This is a super duper load.
It's amazing that it doesn't just go in a straight line.
It might be traveling near you today.
Check your panties.
Right.
That's just an FYI from the mature part of this radio show.
Okay, all right. You want to go back and pull some tape?
No. All right. Lindsay Lohan and Jamie Lee Curtis are finally back together on set as Disney has released a first behind-the-scenes look at the production of Freaky Friday 2, which is officially now filming. Jamie Lee Curtis and Lindsay Lohan back in their roles of Tess and Anna Coleman. Now, back in 2022... Jamie Lee Curtis is the one who approached Disney, wrote them a letter and said, hey, I want to do a sequel to this movie. It was a huge hit back then.
Is this what we really need?
Well, I don't think this is the first time that a super load has ever been followed by Lindsay Lohan.
Now, we know the original Freaky Friday was 1976, okay?
Yeah, the best one.
It was so good. Jodie Foster was in that one, obviously starred as the daughter, Barbara Harris as the mom, but Jamie Lee Curtis and Lindsay Lohan redid the movie in 2003, and it did very, very well. So Disney's not saying what the plot details are. I can only imagine they're just going to do it again as older people, but who knows? Anyway, there's a cute little picture of Jamie Lee Curtis and Lindsay Lohan holding hands backstage, etc. and so forth. And so, I don't know. They're working on that now, and we should see it in theaters next year.
There have been like a dozen of these movies, with different names, but they're all where the two
changing
people,
bodies.
yeah, where they swap places. It's been done over and over again.
That's what you call a trope.
A trope.
Yes. But I sort of like this one. I love Jamie Lee Curtis, and I really enjoy Lindsay Lohan. She's a great actress. All right. When a piece of space junk fell to Earth and damaged a home in Florida earlier this year, we remember this. It went through the roof, and it embedded itself into the flooring in this Florida home. There was, I think, a 19-year-old home at the time, though a couple rooms away, so he was not injured. But a lawsuit has now been filed, and it's raising this interesting question of who should pay up. Now, NASA admitted that the debris came from a pallet of used batteries from the International Space Station that was jettisoned, and it was supposed to burn up in the atmosphere. But this 2-pound piece of space debris crashed through the roof of this home. Fortunately, like I said, nobody was injured, but the homeowners want NASA to pay damages. Now, if this happened internationally, NASA would be on the hook, no question.
Oh, is that right?
But because...
Like if it happened, their junk dropped in some other country.
England, say. Yeah, they're on the hook for that. However, because it landed on a house or through a house in the USA, local laws and local regulations and the local court take precedence first.
What a bunch of crap.
But NASA has been sued over it. They're asking for more than $80,000. They definitely want NASA to pay for anything that was not covered by insurance, plus like the craziness and the like weird emotional issues that they apparently have gone through since then. I mean, I would suffer at least several $1 million of emotional damage. I feel like,
right?
Oh, most definitely. That's at the low end.
For a 2-pound rock falling through your
head. That's at the low end. That thing would bury itself deep in your brain if it hit you in the head.
Well, let's say you're sitting on your couch. You think you can dodge space junk so good.
All right, you're changing. All right, whatever. Yeah, go ahead.
You're sitting on your couch.
I can't see it coming if I'm sitting on my couch.
Right.
Well, that's the danger you run into.
But you do hear it as it crashes through the roof.
Yeah, the ceiling's above you.
Can you dodge it?
You're watching a good documentary on how the Cowboys haven't won a Super Bowl in 30 years, and all of a sudden, boom.
Yeah, I can't dodge something I can't see.
Well, Skechers is going to be really disappointed about this news.
I don't know what to tell them.
What if it's just The Rock and the Skechers is all that's left?
Get out my face!
All that was left was some strange object and a pair of shoes. Man. We didn't know what happened there. I was like, yeah, geez.
Yo, bro, if you got Skechers on, get out my face,
F you little kid. I hate you.
Meanwhile, Mrs. Thix in the back, I told you about wearing your shoes in the house.
A hole in the roof and a smoking pair of Skechers. That's it. All right, guys, those are your 3 things.
You better get up. There's a mess to clean up.
Jeez.